What is shaking? Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. Just back from Tahoe. Tahoe's great. Well, except for the fact we got hail, which isn't great when you're on the 15th hole. Rain, I could deal with a little bit. Cold rain, big drops. They were the biggest drops, the most beautiful drops. But you kind of dip, dodge, duck, dodge, and dive, and you just get out of the way. Hail is like, all right, we're done. Okay, let's wait it out. Maybe the hail will go away. Lightning out. See ya. So we called it after 15 on Friday, and then Saturday rained a little bit. But golf was interesting. Although I did have one incredible tee shot. Last round on 18. Hit the first one OB. Okay, said, okay, let's crank this one up. Let's really get into this one. This is the last drive of the tourney. Let's get into it. And just swung and crushed it right into the ground. Not just into the ground where it skimmed. I'm talking into the ground this far away from the ball and plugged. I should have had my brother. I'll have my brother send me the picture. He took a picture of it. I'd never seen that before. I must have topped it so hard, so viciously, that it just went straight down into the ground and almost buried. It's like a fried egg in a sand trap is what it was. It was gnarly. Needless to say, it was like my fourth shot. I didn't attempt another shot, and we were done. So golf was good. Nothing spectacular. Played 4 rounds, got a whole 1 birdie. Yay me. It's funny. Certain things have happened on this golf trip, and we've been doing it for probably close to 30 years now. Maybe a little bit more than 30 years. Started in Palm Springs, Tahoe, Vegas, Phoenix, at State Line, Paiute in Vegas, back over to Tahoe, back over to Phoenix. We've been some places. We just settled on Tahoe, but we've been doing it forever. And a couple things are pretty apparent from the time we started, when I was probably in my mid-early 30s till now, late 50s. One, bedtime, much earlier than it used to be. Cards, back then, 2 a.m. Now, no cards. Back then, massive amounts of alcohol. Now, maybe 4 or 5 beers in a day. That's it. That's it. I was up the latest Friday night. I was the last one standing, last man standing. 10:45. 10:45. It used to be get home from golf, cook, hang out, get poker started around 9, and probably play 9 till 2. Play poker. Play some Hold'em, have a Hold'em tournament. Beers are flowing, drinks are flowing, whatever. Now, get home, take a shower, hang out, watch the Giants game. We'll get to that. Susan Slusser is going to join us shortly. We'll find out what the hell is going on with the Giants. Who knew they're going to need pitching? Watch the Giants game. Watch Happy Gilmore. Maybe I'll get into a little review of Happy Gilmore. And just sit around and drink, tell some stories, cook dinner. The dinners we had pizza one night, burgers another night. We cooked twice, tacos one night, and I forgot what we had the next night. Steak, potatoes. Yeah, that's what it was. Steak, potato. We never used to cook because we were young. You don't know what you're doing when you're young. When you get a bit older, you're like, I can cook. Yeah, it's no big deal. No, I didn't cook this trip. I was on the cleaning crew a little bit, but I didn't. I can't take a lot of credit. Most of it was the fellows that were doing the cooking and the cleaning. this trip, but I tried to be supportive. Every job needs management, and I was management that, I was assigned management, assigned by myself, but still, I was assigned. But fun trip. It's always good. I The more and more you do those trips, the more and more you appreciate them. For those of you out there, whether it's guy friends, girlfriends, whatever, just that once a year trip, whatever it may be, it's just good to see the faces again. Like for some of those, you see them once a year. Rented the RV and crashed at the Thanks, Todd. Yeah, I'll get to that. That was a family vacation, by the way. Todd's talking about crashing. I didn't crash the motorhome, okay? I didn't total it. It wasn't one of those deals, but it was yeah. Well, I'll tell it as soon as I get done with the golf. But yeah, it's just, you appreciate it getting to see guys once a year. Now, a lot of them I get to see. My brother I talk to, get to see him. Bergie, Todd, I see those guys, especially Bergie. I see Bergie a lot. My buddy Davies, the one I'm going to Germany with later on, about 2-3 weeks this month. But, even at that, even though Bergie and Gerlach live about 20 miles away, you may see him once every month, once every 2 months, something like that. You feel like you're closer, but you're not. So, I mean, it's good. Good to get out, hang out, be together, and just BS and just enjoy one another. And it doesn't really even matter that the golf was shite, and it was. The golf has definitely gotten worse as the years have gone on, but that's okay. Sleep has increased. I don't remember the group taking as many pills as the group takes now. I remember anybody having a pill case back in the day. One of those Monday through Sunday pill cases that my dad used to have. I was like, what the hell is that? Well, that's me. That's me now. And that's probably a lot of the guys. Guys have their CBD oils and they're, putting it on their shoulders and their back and their knees, loosening stuff up. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, but it's so much fun getting away with those guys and being able to hang out with those guys, play golf with those guys. It's not even about the golf. You'd love to play good golf, but put on some music, swing the sticks, and just kind of hang out. So great time had by all. I don't remember any incredible shots. My buddy Pat played the best. Pat was really good. But I'll have to think about that if anybody had any absurd shots. I do have to get to the story real quick before we get to Susan Slusser because Todd was asking about the RV trip. So he went on an RV trip. It's a great trip. Last trip I ever did with my dad, or we ever did with my dad. He wanted to do one trip and he ended up passing a few years later. He knew that they were going to stop doing the RV trips. They're getting a little bit too old, and my mom didn't like to drive, and my dad, sometimes his blood pressure would go down and he'd like pass out. That's a problem when you're driving. I don't think, I checked the manual. It's not good. So, it happened when he was driving a couple of times. I had to jump in there and grab the wheel. I was like, God dang, good thing you're up there, keeping an eye out. And she goes, well, I was always up there keeping an eye out. I get that always, especially at that point. Like, so we went up to Reno, and we were way up there in Yosemite, like in Bodie. Went to that ghost town. That was really cool, that Bodie ghost town. There was a lake up there as well. Bridgeport, I think, is up there. That was fun, but I'd never driven a motorhome before. So we rent this motorhome, really good, nice motorhome too. Rent it down, where was it, like San Rafael or something like that? Cool couple had motorhomes for rent. We rented one of the motorhomes. So I take it on the entire trip. Not a scratch. All good, backed into parking spots. Dad was helping me out because he'd been, RVing forever. Basically with the motorhome, you just have to go wide. Turn about a half a second to a second later than you think you have to turn. Like if you're like, I'm going to turn now, don't. Keep going straight, swing it way out wide, and then start cranking that wheel. You're good. If you don't, you're going to do what I did early on, where I had a U-Haul truck. It was the gas station. You know, they have those U bars at the gas station, so you don't run your car into the gas tank and do a movie scene. Well, I cut over that and somehow got the U-Haul truck stuck on the U-bar, just sitting there at the gas station with my dad with me. Not good. My dad just couldn't believe it. He's like looking at me like, oh, are you serious? I mean, really? You just did that? Yeah, well, I just did that. So at that point on, I kind of learned to go wide. go wide. Okay. I always say with running backs, get going north south. Stop going wide. Pick up the 4, pick up the 3, pick up the 5. Stop trying to hit the home run every single time and get 1 or lose yards. Let's go. Get those shoulder pads square and go. RVs, you don't want to square up the shoulders too soon. Get going wide and you're good. So, I mean, we were up in Oregon and yeah, everything was good. Cruising along the highway, either Lori in the passenger seat or I had a dog bed where Lulu and Maybell were chilling next to each other. And just it was like me and the dogs, me and Lori, me and one of the kids. It was awesome. Loved it. It was great. So we're driving along, although it did get hairy going down to the end of that lake. We went by Bodie. We were way up there in Yosemite, and it was like when you start smelling the brakes, it's like, ooh. Anyway, I'm shorten this up. We get home, all good. Pull right in front of the driveway. We're gonna unload the RV. Great. We're all good. I look at it and I go, it feels like it's out in the street a little bit too much. I go, let me just take it around the block. Take it around the block. Give it a little spin. Little spinaroo. So I hop in. Yeah, I was feeling comfortable with it at that time. No big deal. So we take the RV around the block. I'm pulling in home, and what I forget to do is as I'm pulling back in, you got to come in at an angle, and then you have to keep it a little ways away from the street, or the tree's going to run in. You know, you're going to get the tree scraping on it. I'm pulling it in. I'm like mere 10 feet away from accomplishing my goal of making it the whole trip without anything happening. All of a sudden I hear, I'm like, oh no, get out. The tree branches just scrape the side of the RV. And I went from like scot-free, we're good, to $1,000. $1,000 in damages. That was pretty cool. I thought I was parking the car. You know, for some stupid reason, I let up. I didn't focus. I wasn't concentrating. And instead of knowing that I had to keep it wide, kind of park it in an angle and keep it wide, I didn't. I just thought I was parking a car and just pull it up next to the curb. We're good. And no. Nope. I mean, so close. You don't know how crushed I was. The whole motorhome was like unpacked. We're done. That was it. Trip was over. I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. Great trip, hung out with the family, all that. And then screwed it up. The last 10 feet of the trip. Unbelievable. I believe we are going to try to get a hold of Susan Slusser fairly soon. I believe it sounds like we have Susan Slusser, the Chronicle. Susan, you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me okay? I'm actually in my car, so yeah, a little tricky.
How are you?
I am great. I feel like I haven't talked to you for ages, which makes me very unhappy.
It's me too. I don't get to hear about your trips to England and your concerts that you've been to and all that stuff. By the way, have you ever been to Germany?
I have, but not since I was like a teenager. I'd love to go back. Why? Did you just go?
Okay. Because now me and my buddy are going in about 3 weeks. We're going to go there for 10 days, and we're staying in a city called Weinheim, which is just outside of Frankfurt. My son works at an auto shop, and his boss family, lives in or grew up in Germany. They all live here now, but he has a house in Germany, and he's like, "Yeah, if you want to use it, go ahead." So we're going to go over to Weinheim and live the local life for a little bit.
That sounds incredible. Oh my gosh, the beer's going to be so good.
Oh, it's going to be incredible. We're going to you'll catch a football game, go to Berlin for a day, maybe go to Munich, Stuttgart. So yeah, I can't wait. I love traveling. Well, I like being there. The traveling part's kind of a pain in the
Yeah.
ass for me, but once you're there, if you could teleport, Susan, oh my God, how great would that? I mean, that'd be incredible.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just
Well, I mean, you're flying commercial for somebody as tall as you can't be fun.
not fun. It yeah, I mean it's worse than buying pants because it's more expensive, but they both suck. So that's why I wear shorts all the time. But I don't really have the shorts option when I'm when I'm flying. All right, let's get to a little Giants baseball. I'm guessing this was not the plan after you go out and get Devers, that the team starts heading the opposite direction, and they haven't been hitting. We know that. But boy, it's only been a few games since the break, but they haven't really been pitching either. And if they're not pitching, this team's got a real problem.
Yeah, that was kind of my worry about them all along was the pitching was having to work so hard, not just the starters, but the bullpen too, with very little
Yep.
room for error, which is extra stressful because the offense has been so mediocre all year long. So we figured at some point it was going to catch up to them, and it really looks like it. And I hate to say it looks like it's affecting Logan Webb now at this point.
Yeah.
And if Logan's not pitching well and can't snap back, I mean, what are you going to do? You lose Hayden Birdsong because he can't throw strikes. That's okay. He can figure that out. Landon Roop, it sounds like not really that big a deal, a little precautionary, let him. But Logan going south, they've got to be crossing their fingers that he figures out. He looks tired. Every scout I talked to this week said Logan looks tired, and no, that shouldn't be a surprise, right? These are stressful
Yep.
innings. He's turned into a strikeout pitcher. That's more taxing. So yeah, and I don't think this offense is good enough to make up for it unless I still think they got to go out and get a bat. But their bigger need right now is starting pitcher. Who would have thought that 2 months ago?
No, not at all. I looked, and I was looking at the whips over the last 2 starts since the break. And I think Logan Webb was at 20 runners in 10 innings. So his whip was around 2. And Robbie Ray was 18 base runners in 10 innings pitched. This is like 1.8. And it's unfair to ask those guys to shoulder the load that they've been shouldering. But, I mean, look, Verlander has been better as of late, but still, you can't expect that much out of him. Roop, he'll be back, but he's not now. They're kind of cobbling stuff together. And then Birdsong, I think, had 17 walks in his last 13 innings pitched. It's like, it's unfair, but if those two guys can't get it done, this isn't an offense, like you said. This isn't the Dodgers. They're not scoring 7 runs a game and going, hey, we can still beat you. The margin for error for them is so fine that it seems like every game is stressful.
Yeah. And look, they have to be perfect to win games, and they're not. Their defense is often not up to snuff for a team that is supposed to rely on pitching and defense. They're not doing that on the defensive side. The pitchers have given everything they can. I am not going to hold anything against some of the pitchers at all, including Verlander, who was very unlucky for a stretch while he was actually pitching pretty well. But they make bad mistakes defensively and terrible mistakes base running, and it's been consistent. And this isn't I know there was Matt Williams was under fire for a while. This isn't on any of the coaches. This is guys who are making fundamental mistakes that should not be made at this level way too often.
Well, Elliot Ramos last night. It's like, what are you doing? I mean, you run right into a third out at third base, and it's like, how is that even possible? Like, I know what he was thinking, assuming that he was going to throw it across the diamond, but I mean, that's little league stuff. You can't do that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Melvin. I don't know how I don't know how baseball managers, for the most part, are able to keep their composure when somebody does something so stupid. They just want to take their hat and throw it. Yet they just like grab their little pen and like write something down and move on. But I mean,
yeah.
I'd want to bite my lip off.
I'm guessing there are some holes in walls back in inside the clubhouse that we don't see. Put a little post game breakage of
Yeah.
some sort. Yeah, that's not. Yeah, I mean, it drives. The beauty of baseball is that it's every day, but because it's every
Yeah.
day, it tends to lend itself to a little bit more. People see the trends and like a bad trend gets magnified, all that kind of stuff. But it's such a long season, and there are so many games. You can make up for bad play, but you're like if it's 162 games and you're like half those games, you're a manager going like, what are we doing? Like, what is this base running? Who made that terrible mistake? That can't be fun. I don't know. I couldn't keep my cool either. I'm with you, Tom.
So I look, this isn't, I try to always tell people, like, look, this isn't these aren't the results they wanted after the Devers trade, but this isn't a short-term play. Devers is long-term. Chapman just signed up. Adama is just signed up. They leads. So they have guys. This is like the core of the team. But when I look at it, I'm like, even if they're as good as they can be, Adamas, Chapman, I still think this team needs more. And I like Ramos, but Ramos is probably about what he is, about a 760 to 780 OPS guy, which is fine. I have no problem with that. But it seems like they're a bat or two short in this order. I mean, Eldridge probably isn't ready, but is this something they'll continue? Maybe not this season, but to address, Susan?
Oh, absolutely. But I do think that they will. I mean, if they think they're in it at all, they have to address it now. For me, they need another bat.
Mm-hmm.
They need a right-handed bat. And I've mentioned Brent Rooker a few times. That's me. That's not
Yeah.
anything I'm hearing from the team. He just fits their needs and the A's needs dovetail so perfectly. And I know they never make major deals with each other. But hey, this is the Buster Posey era. Anything's on the table. And the interesting thing is, when I talked to Buster last week, I did a big Q&A with him. He basically said anything is on the table, because I specifically asked about Eldridge, teams that called during the winter, and Boston when they were talking about Devers. Of course, they
Mm-hmm.
always want Eldridge first. This
Yeah.
time, and they were always told no. Obviously, he's still here. This time, he was like, we have to listen on everything, which combined with Melvin the other day saying Rafael Devers is our first baseman here long term, makes me wonder if they have a really big package for, say, a starter that maybe includes a bat. Would they move Eldridge? Maybe.
Yeah.
I do get the impression Buster is going to go for it still. I don't see him folding up shop. There are a lot of scouts in town the last couple
Mm-hmm.
buying. They were scouting the team both ways. And I just kept going, like, I just can't see. You don't trade for Denver and then sit back at the
Yeah.
line when that real identifiable needs the way it's.
Isn't it interesting over the
But it's
last,
fun.
I don't know, what,
Everything's interesting, Tom.
yeah. I was going to say over the last 10 years, and maybe this is where Buster differs from some of the
Yeah.
the GMs now, is that over the last 10 years or so, everything is value. And you get most value out of guys that haven't even come up yet, like expected value and all that. Instead of saying they're prospects until they're not prospects, let's go get somebody who we know can play. And Buster seems like he's more in that mindset, like a kind of a Sabian mindset. Like, we're not going to say screw prospects, but hey, if we could trade our prospects to help our big league club, that's exactly what we're going to do. Do you think it seems like that's Buster's mindset too?
I think so to some extent. He has mentioned, the real key is drafting and developing, because you look at those great Giants teams he was a part of, that almost everybody was homegrown, the significant
Yeah.
guys. But, the bullpen aside, the significant guys were homegrown. The key is, mixing and matching and finding out which of those things work best. But right now, if you feel like you're in win now mode, trading your top prospects usually is not a bad idea. Obviously, it bites people every now and then, but most top
Mm-hmm.
prospects do not pan out. It's not a perfect science. I think Bryce Eldridge will be a very good big league player, don't get me wrong. But if, say, the Twins came right now and offered Joe Ryan and, a right-handed hitter, would I trade Bryce Eldridge? I'd be very tempted. That would be, obviously if it's not going to happen, but if Pittsburgh suddenly made Skeens available, would I trade Bryce Eldridge in a package that included a
Yeah.
lot of other things probably?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely I would. But yeah, it's always like what's the end result there? But there's not as much risk to trading top prospects as you might think. Now, when it comes to pitchers, maybe be a little bit more careful. But obviously, they were happy enough to move Kyle Harrison for Devers, so
Yeah.
they will move their top guys.
I don't know where. I know the numbers say their bullpen is still number 2 in the league in ERA. I was trying to find out what it's been the last 20 games, 25 games, stuff like that. Has it been pretty consistent, or has it been leaking oil a little bit?
I think they're tired also because of that all
Yeah.
the high intensity innings they're having to pitch. The good thing is it's tending to go a little bit in waves, which with better bullpens is often the case. One guy goes a little bit south and everybody else kind of picks up the pace. For the most part, that's what we've been seeing. And Tyler Rogers has just been phenomenal all year.
Stud.
This guy does not get enough attention or credit for what he does. Logan Webb kept saying around the All-Star break, this guy should be an all-star. There have been so many years he should be an all-star, and you look at the numbers, and absolutely. Plus, he gives you the different look, all of those things. He's really special, and I hope people recognize that. They have one bad outing, and suddenly the fan base turns on them, which is ridiculous. This guy is outstanding. Brian Walker has not quite been himself, obviously.
Yeah.
Doval, when it's not a safe situation, Doval seems a lot more vulnerable. Randy Rodriguez, man, what a special first half. He's looked a little bit more ordinary in the second half, but the ability is so great. Something to get
Oh,
something.
do we?
But yeah, this is very bullpen, and that's even without Eric Miller, who's been a huge part of them. That bullpen, and back in probably about 2 weeks, maybe right around 2
Yeah.
weeks. He's been huge, and they've managed, like guys like Joey Lucchesi, Matt Gage have been filling in pretty well for a guy who's been instrumental. So those things are all good. I'm going to say the bullpen is the one thing unreservedly I could say has been a plus 95% of the season.
I don't have any numbers to back this up, but that's never stopped me. It seems like Doval was much better
Still got
when he
you?
was. You got me? Do we still have Susan, or can I not hear her, or can she hear me, or we're not sure? Susan, as you can hear, is on the move, so we're not sure. Let me make sure it's not me. Could be me. No, hey, I'm green. I'm green right here, so I'll just keep talking until Susan. We hook up with Susan, but I don't have any numbers for this. But it certainly seems like Doval's been better before he started closing games. Like you look at his numbers, and I'm not sure exactly when he started closing games, but it's around the 1st of June. And his numbers were much better around the 1st of June. Look, it's just some guys can handle the pressure, some guys can't handle the pressure. And Doval, let's put it this way. Doval isn't the guy I thought he was a couple years ago. Like that guy is gone.
Yeah.
Like that guy, the all-star guy. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah.
Okay,
you
no.
dropped out briefly.
Yeah, I was saying, Susan, that I don't have any numbers to back this up, but it seems like Doval was much better before he started closing games or was put into the closer's role. Would you say that's accurate? It just, my eye test to me seems to be he was better as a setup guy.
It's funny because he's a guy who has said that he feels like he pitches better when he's got safe situations. More or less, especially 2 years ago, that was the case. You're right. This year, he's just been erratic. He's always been something of a a conundrum, I think,
Yeah.
for fans, for the coaching staff. He'll fall in love with one pitch, or he won't feel comfortable with another pitch. He gets very predictable. They try to talk to him about that. He can be kind of stubborn. But then, gosh, the stuff is electric, and he does want he wants to win. That's some managers roll their eyes when closers say like I only want to pitch in safe situations, otherwise I'm not gonna be good. But I think sometimes that's a competitive thing, right? Like I want to be the
Hmm.
guy, and you hope with Doval that that's the case. But he does have some cracks. Some of it is just that he has seen the league, and the league has seen him an awful lot this last couple of years, but particularly in division.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think he has 15 saves and he's blown 4, so his save percentage is about 77%, which is not nearly good enough. But
Yeah.
let me ask you about Webb, because you touched on the strikeouts, and he's not really throwing a lot harder. The Athletic had a pretty cool piece talking about his cutter about a month or so ago, which I really never even thought of. But how much has that played into it? And is he throwing harder? How much toll is it taking on him? How many pitches is it added? I don't know. Has he talked about that? Because he's never been a strikeout guy, and now here Logan Webb is in the top of the strikeout leaders.
Yeah, it's honestly it's strange because he's not throwing harder. I do think adding a pitch and that I like that athletic piece a lot because it was unusual. It was like here's a piece about a pitch that is actually not a guy's best
It's
pitch.
terrible.
It's just something he's added as a little wrinkle to make everything else better. And I think that was the case for a while. I think teams now are kind of just like eliminating that pitch,
Yeah.
or looking for it and hitting it. I think maybe that's one thing. But the other stuff has just not been, the sinker has not been quite as reliable. That's getting, the changeup kind of goes a little, and more than anything right now is he's just leaving stuff too much up in the zone. That last game, especially, I
Yeah.
talked to Eric Chavez, who's one of the Mets hitting coaches the next day, and he was like, yeah, I was like, oh, what were you guys doing with Logan? And he's like, yeah, it was stuff that was just too up. Like, this is hitter 101, you get a sinker, but it's up in the zone, you can hit that. So that's what they were looking for, and that's what they were getting.
It certainly seems like this next little stretch now, they've gotten through this rough patch where, they took 2 out of 3 from Philly, 2 out of 3 from Atlanta, got swept by the Blue Jays, swept by the Mets. Not ideal, but you're still in it, kind of hanging in there, hanging around the periphery right now. Seems like the next few weeks are going to be really important because they do have some teams that they should be able to handle or they should be able to win series against. And if they don't, they're gonna be in trouble because the month of September is literally all the division minus San Diego and the Cardinals. I think it's Cardinals and the NL West. It's a weird schedule, but it seems like the next few weeks, next couple weeks, is going to be really important for them.
Yeah, absolutely. And they need to get back to beating the teams that they should beat, which they were doing really well early in the season. Lately, they haven't been, which that's a big red flag to me, right? You in any sport, you need to win the winnable games. At least take the series. In baseball, you're not going to win every game in baseball, but at least take the series against lesser teams. At least take the series at home at your own ballpark, which the Giants are uniquely qualified to do because our ballpark is a little different than most. So they're not doing those things. They need to get back to both winning at home, taking series from the lesser teams, and even there's some signals that Arizona's open to trading guys. Obviously, the Rockies aren't any good. Even the Padres have been talking about maybe we'll be selling. So the division right now, as good as it is a little down. But the Dodgers came in having lost 6 in a row, and they couldn't take advantage of that. And that was the time to jump on the Dodgers at home when they're not playing well, and they couldn't do that. That for me really, really set off some alerts.
Where are you on Jung Hoo Lee?
Oof. In April, I thought all-star, potential MVP candidate, batting champ. I don't know if he's tired, if it's really his first real full season, or if the book on him is just so good that teams know how to handle him. he looks a little overwhelmed at times. He's not always sticking with his approach. His approach is generally a good one, but he's such a good bat to ball skills guy. And we saw that so much early. We just kept talking about Ichiro, right? Like he's got that kind of ability. We haven't seen that for a while, and I don't know what happened. I suspect a lot of it is scouting report and the way he's being approached, but he is not making the adjustment for that, at least not yet. We see little flashes of it, but gosh, he's such a, he's got speed. He's a great defensive player. Like this is a guy who should be having a bigger year. Before the break, I said he's really, really the key for their offense to the second half.
Yeah.
And we're not really quite seeing it yet.
Well, I think he's the key because if he gets going, you can move him to the leadoff spot. And then you have your leadoff guy, and then you're good to go from there. And they don't. They've been relegated to batting him in the 6 hole, the 7 hole, and leading off with guys that probably shouldn't be leading off. They should probably be in run producing roles. Yep. So before we let you go, I wanted to ask you what you thought of the automated balls and strike challenge system they had in the All-Star game. Like, I don't want full robotic umpire. I don't want that. There's too much technology in sports already. Are they going to get more things right? Of course. I don't want it. I'm sorry. But I do like the challenges. The challenges seem right to me. How'd you like that?
I loved it. We saw some of it during the spring too. I think, and during the All-Star game, we saw essentially how it worked in the minors. It was about the same rate of calls. I think it was 5 calls. Typically, they said in the minors, it's been about 4 per game. They take about 15 seconds. That clocks with what we were seeing at the All-Star game. And the accuracy is about, the guys who are calling for it are right about 80 to 90% of the time. That's 4 out of the 5 were overturned. So it went as planned. I really like it. Nobody wants to see an important moment decided on a really bad ball or strike. I mean, if you've got instant replay challenges, there's absolutely no reason we shouldn't have had this at the time. I understand that from a technological standpoint, it's much more difficult to get this right, and they do want to make sure it's right. The minor leaguers, the thing that we've seen with the minor leaguers that have used it, who've come up, is the hitters have a much better strike zone judgment and knowledge. Fantastic. And the pitchers tend to throw more strikes for the same reason. So I'm in favor of it for a number of reasons, but including that, like everybody just knows the zone better.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to ask you, Carson Whisenhunt. Any chance he might be a guy that'll come up?
Oh, he is starting tonight. So yeah, we are. And you know what?
I must have missed that.
Yeah. He will be on the mound making his debut tonight. So they'll have to make a corresponding 40-man roster move, and obviously somebody will come off the big league roster.
Oh, nice.
We have yet to hear, but yeah, he's fun. He's got a pretty special changeup. He can make hitters look, especially people aren't going to have. And he looked great during the Futures game. I think he thought he was getting a full inning, and he only faced 2 hitters. He was like, wait, what? But he's really impressed the scout. The scouts come in. Look, he's in an extreme hitters league in the PCL, so the numbers don't look that great at Sacramento. But the scouts come in going like, yeah, this guy's good, and a lot of them are asking about him in any possible deal.
Well, that'll be fun to watch him tonight. That's the one thing baseball has that no other sport has, the anticipation of seeing somebody you've only heard about. You don't know what they look like. You don't know what their motion is. You don't know what their quirks are. You're waiting to see this person. Basketball and football, you saw them in college, so nothing's really a surprise to you unless he's a European player in basketball. But that's what I love about baseball, the anticipation of seeing guys for the first time and just seeing what they look like on a big league mound.
Well, and here's the little extra intrigue too. The trade deadline's Thursday. He's getting a start Monday. Showcase? I mean, we can't necessarily rule that out. Teams suddenly go like, oh wow, that guy, look what that guy did. That might help get a deal done if somebody's interested.
No, you're absolutely right. Well, we'll see what happens in a couple more days before trade deadline. Susan, I really appreciate you joining me. It's been far far too long since we've got a chance to talk. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do it again in the future.
That's a plan. I miss you, Tom.
I miss you, Susan. And next time I talk to you, I'll have a full scouting report on Germany for you.
Oh, I love it. Fantastic. I want a full list.
There you go. Thanks, Susan.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tom.
Appreciate it. Have a great day. I love Susan Slusser of the Chronicle. Make sure you read her stuff. The Whisenhunt thing went by me. I didn't see it. Usually I look at my scoring app every day and it has the starters. And the last time I checked, they didn't have posted starters. So it has it on there now. You have Keller and Whisenhunt. Keller's probably their Pirates number 2? Number 3? I mean, we know he ain't number 1. That's obvious. By the way, let me look real quick. Did the Giants avoid Skeens this visit? Let's see. 2-2-0. They avoid him. They avoid in the first 2. Do they avoid him for the third? Oh, that's a nice break for the Giants. No Skeens. I mean, look, if you're a Giant fan, you want to head out to the ballpark, you want to see Skeens, right? If you're a Giants fan, you don't want to see Skeens. You want your team to have the best chance to win. So on one part of me says, damn, it'd be fun to watch Skeens pitch against the Giants. The other part of me says, great. Let's not see Skeens. I have the baseball package. I can see Skeens pitch whenever I want to. I saw him pitch a couple weeks ago against Joe Ryan. I've seen him pitch probably 5 times this year because, Skeens is worth the price of admission. And there is no admission. Well, I guess there is. There's a yearly admission. Like Mizorowski's fun to watch. That guy's fun to watch pitch too now. That guy's really, really fun to watch pitch. So there's probably like 10 guys in the league. If they're pitching, you're like, nah, I'm going to check that game out. But if they're facing each other, then you're like, I'm definitely going to watch that. Definitely going to watch that game. But so, I mean, good break for the Giants. See if they can take advantage of it. It just, you just don't score enough runs. What they say, I'm trying to think what they, was it 5 runs? They scored 5 or 7. I'm losing track of this stuff, man. They scored against the Mets. They scored a grand total of 5. Yeah, I thought it was 5 or 7. 7 would have been ambitious. 7 might have got him a win in this series. Look, we could talk about the pitching and giving the lead up late. You score 5 runs in a 3-game series, you don't deserve to win any game. And they didn't. It'd have been nice if you win 1, but still the problem's still there. Juan wants to know if the narrative changes if they sweep the Giants. Look, anytime you win, the narrative changes. And if you get a sweep, yeah, right? They're going to climb closer. They're 3 games behind the Padres. And I would imagine, I mean, look, you're not going to, but yeah, of course it would. The problem still exists. Like, you play the Dodgers, you win the first one, you lose the last 2. Then you get swept by the Blue Jays. Then you get swept, and the Dodgers were struggling. And the Dodgers, if I'm not mistaken, I'm going to look this up so I get this right. I want to say the Dodgers, I mean, I know the Dodgers were struggling before the Giants. I want to say they scuffled after the Giants. So they took 2 out of 3 from the Giants, got swept by the Brewers for the second time in the month, and then went to the Twins, took 2 out of 3 from the Twins, and then lost 2 out of 3. So they were 1-2, 3-3, 3-6. So they lost 6 in a row going into the Giants series. Lost the first game, won the next 2, and then came out and lost 3 in a row. So it wasn't like that got the Dodgers going. It's just that's who the Giants are right now. So, yeah, to your question, the narrative's always going to change. You win 3 in a row. You win 4 in a row. Oh my gosh, here we are. Offense is rolling, with this and that. But I don't. I mean, they kind of are who they are. My worry is the same as Susan's worry. If Ray and Webb are a little tired, a little fatigued, and they go through like a stretch where they're not at their best, whew. I mean, with Roop out right now, Whisenhunt coming up, see how he does. Birdsong trying to find the strike zone. And then Verlander, I never know what to expect from him. Although he looked pretty good last game. Saw 95, 94. So, but those are your two horses. You need those guys. And it just seems like they are like, again, a bat or two short or one like big, consistent bat. Like Devers, you don't worry about. Devers is going to be fine. Devers is your stud in the middle of the order. If you had one guy like a Devers light, like Chapman, I love Chapman. Chapman, a couple home runs yesterday. That's what he's going to do for you. Great defense. His OPS will probably be around, 750 to 800, right in there. It's more than good. That's a fantastic. Adames has been really good lately. Struggled early. He's going to get it going. But they still need like one more guy. Like Ramos, I like. If Lee could get it going, that'd be great. But still, one more dude. Whether it be, Bailey, I feel bad for Bailey. Saturday night, it's like Bailey's, what's he hitting, like $195 now? And he is a rocket Saturday night after Lee doubled and out. Game's over. That's as high as the polar bears ever jumped. And you snared it. Boom. Game's over. Thanks for coming. I was like, oh. These guys are in trouble right now. They can't even win those games. I mean, that's as hard as Bailey can hit the ball. Maybe as hard as just about anybody can hit the ball. And nope, no soup for you. He gets nothing out of it. So the Giants are in a little bit of a funk right now, but the pitching, the pitching's the one that you could always count on holding it together. If the pitching isn't holding it together, you feel like, this could get to a point where they're like 4 games. You don't want the 3 games out to get to 5 games out. And then it just kind of keeps sliding. You gotta get back. Gotta get back quick. Will the Giants do anything by trade deadline? Look, I'd love to see him get Brent Rooker. I don't know what they give up for him. Dude's power is incredible. He's a really good hitter. We had him on the air a couple years ago. Super cool dude too. I don't know who the A's want to keep, who they don't want to keep, what their asking price is. It's not like they need guys to sell out the stadium they're in right now. Like, just put dudes on the field, you'll sell out that stadium. So, yeah, I'd love to see them get him. But I haven't read anything that they will. But I didn't read anything they're getting Devers either. Maybe that's the way the new Giants organization does business. They just, boom, it's done. We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to leak it. We're just going to do it. So who knows? Maybe that's going to be the new kind of MO, not leaking out information, just keeping things in-house until they get it done. But yeah, another bat would be great. Who would have thought they needed another arm? I didn't think Birdsong go this far south in terms of like it just losing the strike zone. Roop has been really good for him. And again, let's wait and see what Whisenhunt has. Maybe that's part of the reason you trade Harrison. You got another young lefty down in the minors, and you think Whisenhunt is a better option than Harrison. Of course, Tibbs is gone too, so that could have been a bat, right fielder. So we'll see. But yeah, it'll be fun to watch the game tonight and see how he does. No, I didn't make chicken parm on any of the trips. It was tacos, steak tacos, chicken tacos, and grilled steak. So that's all there was on the Tahoe trip. I'm thinking about I might do chicken parm tonight. chicken parm, you taste so good. I might do that. I don't know. I'll take a poll. It's just so easy to do. It's so good. 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 Get some parm. I'm gonna see if I can do that tonight. So, but yeah, I mean, the Giants just feel like I was gonna look and see where their schedule is. I know they got the Pirates a couple times coming up. They got the Nats coming up. They're at the Mets. So the Giants go Pirates at home, at Mets, at Pirates, Nationals, and then versus Padres, versus Rays, at Padres, at Brewers. So versus Cubs. See, you better get going early in the month because you have until about the 11th. When is it? 11th through the 8th. So the entire time I'm in Germany, I'm gonna come back and go, wow, look at the Giants. Or no, look at the Giants. Oh, by the way, since we have I'm presuming since it's the Tom Tolbert show, we have a bunch of smart people in the comments. How do I watch a streaming service that I have here in Alameda over in Germany? There's like somebody told me I got to get a VPN and I got to get an app that does a VPN and they got to pay for it and you can watch TV over there while you're doing the TV over here. So I gotta figure that out. If anybody has any, maybe Max has a good idea. Max good with that stuff, but I need to figure out how to. Because I want to watch. We're gonna watch the games. We want to watch Giants games. We want to watch Angels games. Probably not live. Right? I'm not gonna watch a game at 3:00 in the morning. But you get the extra innings. They're all recorded, so you just come home and watch it whenever you want to watch it. Get a big stein of beer, and we are good to go. Yeah, I've heard Long Beach pizza's really good. I haven't got over there, but I mean, I do. I don't know that I'm going over to the city to have pizza when I'm in Alameda. I got plenty of good pizza places over here in the East Bay. It's just, I mean, if I was over there, I'd go over there, but it's quite a hike. You go across the bridge and pick it up, come home, probably bake it, get it half baked, bake it again. So, I mean, the chicken parm chicken parm is not hard, but the payoff is incredible. It's an incredible. Dan says, "Let's talk German beer, Giants baseball." Skip Giants baseball. I'll go straight to German beer. No, I can't go. I can't wait to go to Germany and get the beer. Did Tom's dad see the stretches? No, my dad went home by then. My dad was in Vegas. That was when I came home. He went that way. I went this way, and I got home. But I told him, and he just. I know. I know. Do you know how you know your dad's doing something even though your dad's not in the room? You just know it. You've seen it. Then you've been around your dad, forever. So And I knew my dad was on the other line doing the son of a bitch. I knew it. I knew he was doing that. I was like, Dad, I don't know. Don't. I didn't do it to your RV. I did it to my RV. I'm the one that has to pay. Am I going to live stream from Germany? I might. We might do it. Not like we're not doing shows over there. We may do like 10, 15 minutes while we're sitting in the backyard. I'll give you the view from the backyard, the beers, maybe the bars. Maybe I'll do some stuff from the bars as we're walking into the bars. But I'll do some stuff while we're in Germany and give you guys a few things. So that'll be fun. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But I do got to figure out how to do that because I would like to watch some of the TV. Some my buddy has a Fire Stick and all that kind of stuff. So we'll see if we can figure it out. So, all right, Giants tonight against the Pirates. I do got to give you. I don't have to do anything. If I can leave right now. By the way, I do have to tell you, we came on a couple minutes late. I know you're gonna go, shocker. Like, yeah, we expect it. But this was like I was ready. I was ready to go, locked in. You getting ready to talk to Susan? Like, okay, talk a little Giants. Let's go. This thing right here, full of water. This thing right here moves. Yep. It was sitting on the table. Fucking knocked it over. 32 ounces of water. Whoosh. It was like that tsunami, like in Japan. Remember that tsunami in Japan that just like this wall of water that kept working? Except this, well, this didn't kill anybody. And it didn't have like, like trailers and cars and stuff. Like wasn't put trash. It wasn't like dirty water that was going across the table. It was clean water. At least I think it's clean water. But I had to pick up the computer, to pick up the camera, take this, take that, get a damn towel in here, just clean everything up, and kept my fingers crossed. Hope everything starts. And look, it did. But that's why I was late today, because I'm an idiot. Because I felt like knocking over a full glass of water. So yeah, that was great. What part of Germany are we going to? Hopefully all of it. We're staying in Weinheim, just outside of Heidelberg, and we're flying into Frankfurt. And Weinheim is like 35 minutes, he said, from Frankfurt Airport. Get on the Autobahn. My buddy wants to run an M5. I'm like, easy. M5? I had an M5. I owned an M5. I let you loose on an M5 on the Autobahn. We may never come back. We may just drive off the road and fly, just take off. We'll land in like Switzerland or Austria. So I'm not sure what we're gonna rent, but it's gonna be fun though. No, I'm not renting the damn M5. Get out of here. Stop putting that on the screen. I don't even know if they rent M5s. I mean, it's Germany. They might. Germany, you could probably rent some pretty badass cars, I would think. You're probably not getting a Hyundai or Hyundai, whatever, in Germany. You're probably getting. I think they take their driving pretty seriously. And my buddy Steve has been over there for a few days before, and he said the roads over there are immaculate. Like they take their driving seriously, apparently. So I'm looking forward to that. So yeah. And then Berlin, Munich, all that stuff. And like I said, we're going to go to a Frankfurt soccer game. I think they play. Those are so sweet, man. Those things. I mean, my M5 was nice. It wasn't that nice. That thing. Of course, my M5 was like 91, but look at that thing. How much are those? I thought I saw like they're 150 now. 150K? Like I don't know what they are. But that, like, if you get a yellow M5, you're just asking for a ticket. Like, give me a ticket, please. Just give me a ticket now. We're good. I'll just leave. The green's badass, though. I mean, the yellow's cool too. It looks like that one Transformer, Bumblebee. But the green's pretty sweet. You don't see a lot of green cars on the road. That's nice. I like the yellow. I'd go green. Yeah. Yeah, I would definitely drive that, but I haven't driven a car that low to the ground in forever. It probably freaked me out. Feel like I was in a go-kart or something. Woo! I've been although I just got a new Acura MDX. Oh, ow. Buck 41. I mean, you got to be shitting me. A buck 41? I mean, that's like a house payment. And if I paid, what is it, $3,000 a month, that's 36 grand. It'd take me 4 years to pay off that car if I paid $3,000 a month. Probably more with interest, stuff like that. Holy shnikes. That thing is, I mean, it is sweet. It is it's pretty sweet. But I'm sorry. I don't know that I'd ever pay. I would. No, I'll say I never would pay 144 grand for a car unless I just had FU money. If I had FU money, I don't know that one. I don't think one can rent a Pilot in Germany. My buddy said they had 3 cars over there: Audi, BMW, Volkswagen. Maybe they have Mercedes. I don't know. All German cars. And so, look. I'm just trying to figure out how to get my guy. I got one thing taken care of. I got the phone taken care of. So now I can text and use my phone over there. I got my month-long pass. We should be good to go. And so, don't you do TV and radio? No. You, yeah. I wish. Do I look like, no. But even if I did, even if I had even if I had like a little bit of money, well, I do. I guess I do. But I'd have to have, I'm talking extreme money. Like again, 144, I'd want to pay it like on an American Express Onyx card and pay it off at the end of the month so I didn't have any interest. Like that type where you're just like, you don't care. Like whatever. Like you don't even care what it costs. How much? Don't care. Just let me know. Put it on my card. Give it to your assistant, put it on a card, you're good to go. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. You got to get your international driver's license. Said it makes it. Yeah, I probably should do that in the next week or two. So maybe I'll get the international driver's license. Go by the bank, pick up some euros, and I'll be good to go. So for those of you, before we get out of here, and you keep rolling with the comments, we can keep doing comments. But for those of you that didn't see Happy Gilmore 2, I would see it. I liked it. I thought it was good. I thought it had a nice little twist on it. Like it's kind of a goofy twist, but a nice kind of goofy twist on live golf is what it was. They had a different golf league, I think called Maxi Golf, and these golfers that were in it. And I love people popping up. Reggie Bush was actually one of the golfers on the tour. That was incredible. I loved it. So was that check out the in Salzburg, Austria? Oh, yeah, we're gonna get to Austria. I'm not sure if we'll get. I'm not gonna drive out of my way to go to a brewery, but I still might. I still might go to Austria at some point. Austria, Switzerland, South. I think we had Austria, Switzerland, South. France is West. Belgium, North. Poland's all the way east. So I don't know what we're gonna hit. But we're gonna hit quite, like they trust me. My buddy that owns the house, or Weston's boss, is his friend, not mine, but he's a great guy. He said, "You won't even want to leave the house." He goes, "Sit back in the back deck, got it overlooking a castle. We got a bar. It's a sweet bar that's like a block away from the house. You can walk down there." I'm like, that'd be sweet if I went to Germany and just stayed in the neighborhood for like 10 days, never left. What'd you do? We just hung out, went outside, played a little football, in the neighborhood with boys, kids come around. I was goalie. Can't move a whole lot nowadays. Great save. And just sat around. That's all we did. Ate schnitzel, grabbed some beer, and sat in the backyard. And it was great. So anyway, yeah, I would see the movie. Some funny scenes, some fun. If you don't know who's in it, some kind of funny cameos. A lot of golfers that are golfers actually in the movie, like a lot. There were some in the first one. There's way more in this one, like by at least 20, I would say. They're a bunch of dudes. So yeah, It was fun. I mean, look, the story is what the story is. If you're gonna try to break down the plot of Happy Gilmore and say, "Well, I didn't," you're missing the point. It's Happy Gilmore. That's all it is. And so, if I end up in Budapest, but Budapest, where are you guys sending me? I'm in freaking Germany. Like, all over the place. Next time I'm gonna get like, hey Tom, if you're by Moscow, right? If you love, grab one of those dolls. You know those little dolls that you keep like those little nesting dolls. Hey, oh, there's another one under there. Oh, there's another one under there. Ooh, look at that. Yeah. Oh, and there's this restaurant. They got the best borscht. Borscht. And grab some of that too. Grab a nesting doll. Like, look, I'm not just gonna wake up one day and go, oh shit, look where I'm at. I'm in Crete. Like, I'm in Germany. Again, I gave you guys the options. Maybe Belgium, maybe Poland, maybe Austria, maybe Switzerland. That's it. It didn't look like there was much in France. Like, because it's very eastern France. It just didn't look like there's a whole lot over there. So may skip it. And I've been to France before. So probably not, but who knows? Who knows? That's a great thing about going over there. No plans. Nothing. Don't know where we're gonna go. Grab a Eurail, got this, got that. Let's go. Boom. We can get over there and figure out what we want to do. So yeah, all good. All good. But yeah, we'll try to do something for you. Hold on. I gotta take this. I think I've been approved for a $75,000 loan. No, they've sent me texts anyway. I have. Monthly payment, $425. Seems a little high. I'm gonna say no. Oshkosh Bagosh, New York. Don't know anybody there that resides there. So anyhow. So yeah, we're gonna try to do shows there. Not shows. I don't want you to hold me to that. Not shows, but we're gonna try to do a little something. And look, it'll be. That's right. I'm glad somebody. Thank you, Aaron. Somebody at least thank you for the Ghostbusters shout out. Who are you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Ray Parker Jr. Who sang that one? I used to play this so loud in my VW Bug. I had a Blah Punk and Jensen 6x9s in the back, and you get the start of Ghostbusters. You turn it up all the way, and it's not super loud because just oh man, it's like bumping. Can you imagine me 6'8" in a VW Bug, and I'm bumping Ghostbusters, Ray Parker Jr. rolling down the street? Oh man, that was great. John says yes, beers and heavy metal, and go see some Rammstein. And go see the Scorpions. I doubt they'll be there. My buddy turned me on to a show yesterday, which I'm not going to listen to. Sorry, Steve sometimes listens to the show, so I'm not sure. But he said it was kind of funky. Where Winds of Change by the Scorpions was written by the CIA. Yep, written by the CIA. So if you want, go ahead. I don't know where it's even at. It seemed so preposterous to me that I just said, I'm going to skip that one. I may do a little digging to see if there's anything to it at all. But if there was something to it, wouldn't I have heard about like something or other, like at some point? But it's one of those you feel like somebody listened to the song and they go, you know what? Down to Gorky Park. Wait a minute. Cold War, and there's a Monsters of Rock tour, and there was, I don't know. Let's see if we can put two and two together. Are you calling me again? Fucking stop. Yeah, I don't want your loan. I don't need your loan. Leave me alone. That's what I want. Leave me alone. So anyway, you can listen to that if you want to. So anyway, all right, Javi Lopez tomorrow. And then we're trying to get a hold of Ethan Strauss later on this week. We talk about it to Ethan about anything. We'll talk about what's going on in the world of TV and broadcasting and what's going on with his podcast, which, I mean, Ethan's doing great. You knew it would be. Like, Ethan's super smart guy. So we'll have him on hopefully at some point this week. And then hopefully get back from Germany. We'll start, kind of gearing up football. Maybe we can hit Mayoko for a little bit, but I'm not sure. We just had him, and I don't want to bother. This is one thing, I don't want to bother anybody. So if they come on, they come on. Mike Silver said he'd come on, maybe come in the backyard and hang out late August. John Wilner possibly get us ready for college football, which would be super cool as well. Get you ready for pro, college football, all that kind of good stuff. So everybody have a great day. Enjoy, and make sure if you have a full glass of water and you set it down, don't fucking knock it over. And thank you, Bear. I'm not getting the M5. See ya.